Hey there, nomads of lore. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sean.
And we are Mead and Mischief, your home away from no home. And today, we are
You gotta pause, don't you? For intro.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that we're doing intro.
Right?
Intro
No.
right here. Do. Or whatever it is.
That's what I was doing. You kept going.
I get it now. It's like, what do they say? They say, hey, at the end. Hey!
Oh, yeah.
And we're back. All right. So, after that long intro, today we are discussing book 5 of the Wheel of Time, which is called
Fires of Heaven.
That's right, Fires of Heaven. Yeah, sorry.
Fires of Time Wheels.
So today we are going to discuss book 5 of the Wheel of Time, Fires of Heaven. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go through a very, hopefully, short summary. Briefish summary, that's right. And then, and just kind of remember all those things with y'all as we go through. And then we'll do a quick review at the end of the things we liked and the things we didn't like. And then we'll be done. So let's get started.
Strap in. Here we go. So, here we go. Summary time. All right. At the beginning of the book, our intrepid hero, Rand, we'll get into that in a minute. But he is in the Aiel Waste. And while there, Samael, he and
like
the
green eggs and ham.
he doesn't like green eggs and ham or Rand. And he and the Shaido Aiel go and attack Cairhien. And remember the Shaido Aiel, Couladin is their leader, who also thinks that he's the Dragon Reborn. He's got the tattoos to prove it. Dang it. And so they go to attack Sad Day Scariness. But while that's all starting and going on, they're discovering it. Rand is training with Asmodean. Remember the Forsaken that's been kind of limited in his power by Lanfear, and he's kind of teaching him how to be a male channeler
Against his own will.
Yes, because he's afraid that the Dark One is going to kill. I don't know, all kinds of convoluted schemes. So they're kind of training. Also, while in the Aiel Waste, Egwene is learning from the Aiel Wise Ones. And the Aiel Wise Ones are essentially they're the matriarchs of the clans for one thing, but they're also a lot of them are basically their version of a Aes Sedai, and that not all of them, not every wise one, but a lot of them can channel to one degree or another. And so she's learning all that and learning rough Aiel ways and getting in trouble and all kinds of things. It's pretty cool stuff.
So Rand then defeats the Shaido Aiel in the second battle of Cairhien, or Cairhien, however you say it.
I don't know.
And then
Carrion birds.
but during that battle, Matt uses his abilities that he's been gifted, or part of his abilities that has been gifted
Begrudgingly
to see basically into the memories in the past of the generals of his past lives, or whatever, of past I guess family members.
Yeah, we assume.
Vague, yeah. So anyway, but he uses that to be able to win a ton of little skirmishes and stuff, and eventually even kill the Shaido leader, Couladin.
Whoa!
Who thought he was so bad with his little
gold tattoos.
Were
they gold? I think gold.
I don't know.
Gold. I don't know. Something tattoos.
So, exactly. So then I can't remember her name.
What
was her name?
Elida. Alviarin.
That's right.
Maybe.
So then Elida names Alviarin as her keeper. And of course they want to capture Rand really badly. All right, and so then the other Aes Sedai, they set up camp in Salidar. And
the ones that ran away?
The ones that ran away, yep.
Exiles.
From the White Tower. Yep.
Run away.
Yep. And so Min, Swan, Leanne, and Logain also set up camp in Salidar. And then Garth Bryn, who Swan made a little pact with, and if you remember, Garth Bryn was the captain of the guard for Morghese, and then got kicked out because Morghese was under
Lord Gabriel.
Gabriel's whatever hold that he had over her. And so Garth Bryn's kind of just been out, being a farmer, or being not a farmer, but
kind of a country squire-ish woodland. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she goes to him, and she needs to be saved. So she makes him a promise, and that Aes Sedai, when they make a promise, they got to keep their promise.
Even ones that are not really Aes Sedai at the time. Yeah.
So she makes a promise that she'll do, I don't remember, whatever he wants, kind of thing, and he's
Wash
like,
his
okay,
clothes.
like, okay, I'll save you. So he saves him, and then he holds her to it, and she hates him forever. Anyway, after listening to their story, he becomes on their side,
right.
and so.
Well, not meanwhile, but along with Nynaeve and Tom and Juilin and Elaine, they end up finding that they need to go to Salidar because I think if I remember right, it's because of Swan's connections, previous or her keeper's connections. Somehow they figure out that they need to go to Salidar as well, and so they head that way.
So everybody's having a big party.
Yes, that's Salidar. Right. Except Rand, he's off, and Matt. I guess. Well, no, Matt eventually goes there too, but they are head to Salidar, but along the way they end up fighting White Cloaks. And in the city, and it may have been in Salidar. I can't remember what city it was in, but in some city they face White Cloaks, and then they find Moghedien, the Forsaken, and have to fight her. They had been going to Tel Anriad, and before that, a little with Egwene's help or something. I think they had a ring that allowed them to go or that they slept with or whatever, and they end up meeting Birgitte Silverbow, which was one of the heroes that gets called with the Horn of Valir and all that kind of stuff. And they meet her at some point, and she ends up saving them from Moghedien in this desperate struggle. But since Moghedien is like the queen of the dream world, she ends up somehow expelling Birgitte from Tel Anriad and kicking her out before her turn of the wheel comes up. And so now she's ripped out of there. And, she usually reincarnates or whatever. I don't, it's kind of a little bit confusing. But she usually comes back with her boyfriend, basically, and they end up fighting each other. And apparently he's ugly. And, but so she's in a different place than him. And so she gets all this terrible stuff. They end up finally making it to Salidar. Meanwhile, off in Andor, Morghese, Queen Morghese, she is under the spell of Lord Gabriel, who is actually the Forsaken Ravine, and he's basically plotting to overthrow her and take over her kingdom and kill her and all this horrible stuff. But since she is a strong, powerful woman, she kind of figures out that something's not right and kind of breaks through some of the compulsion a little bit. And she ends up going and talking to her old nurse, Lenny, who is awesome and hilarious and doesn't take any lip off of anybody. And she helps her, and they escape and they run away, and they go and hide and make their way out, and then more things happen to them later. And all kinds of craziness happening.
So somehow Rand figures out that that Gabriel is Ravine, the Forsaken. And so he decides that he's going to take a small strike force and attempt to remove Ravine from being head of the king.
Kill him.
Or leader or whatever. Kill him. Kill him dead. And so when he's doing that, he then gets attacked by Lanfear, of all people, for some reason. Even though she's been helping him this whole time, now all of a sudden she's trying to kill him.
She's a snake.
And so when Moiraine then realizes that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes and basically stops her, hits her, or knocks her into a ter'angreal. They both fall into it, and it explodes or whatever, dies. And so everybody thinks that the two of them are dead, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So then...
Devastating.
Rand, it's super sad, but Rand has to go on.
The Balrog killed Gandalf. I mean,
he's got to go on and he's got to kill Ravine because Ravine is this horrible guy.
Yep.
So he goes and sets off a trap on accident. It's a channeling trap that Ravine has set, and then not only is Moraine dead, but now Aviendha and Mat and Asmodean all die in that trap.
Which we're not worried about Asmodean, but the other two.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's terrible. Oh no! All these people are dead. It's terrible, horrible,
sad.
So bad, sad. Moraine was pretty sad. The other ones were quick enough, but Rand, of course, is very mad and very upset, and so he goes and chases down Ravine and is trying to kill him, and he's chasing after him.
It give you a happy time?
No. No, he doesn't. Not with Ravine.
Sorry. No.
No. But what he does do is he chases him, and he chases him so hard that they go into Talion Riyadh, the dream world. And then once there, we find that Nynaeve is already there, and she's battling Moghedien, and Birgitte comes to help her. But instead of losing this time, they win, and they are able to take an Idam, remember the thing from the Shan-Chen, and trap her, collar her with an Idam, and so Nynaeve is able to then, because of the connection between the
Even though she
Idam,
can't channel herself,
right? But she's very mad now, and she's able to use that to help Rand to defeat Ravine. So Rand, of course, has just lost all these people, and he's upset and very distraught. And he realizes I could get them back if I make it to where Ravine never existed. And so he does, even though Moraine and other people have told him that don't do it. It's a bad deal.
Always other consequences.
That's exactly right.
Which we haven't. I don't think we've even seen what consequences come from that.
Not really, but
anyway.
But he does. He kills Ravine with balefire, which brings Mat and Aviendha and Asmodean back to life. Now, Asmodean is then killed by we know not who. So something fishy is going there. But
he opens the door and he says, I knew it was you, or I knew you were going to come, or something.
Yep. And so he dies. I mean, who knows? It could be the Dark One or Sam-I-Am or
definitely Sam-I-Am.
I don't know. Somebody.
We got to make shirts. Sam-I-Am.
That's right.
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time. Sam-I-Am. I could have paused for a second. I feel like there's something. Oh no, that's the last thing.
No, that was it.
Okay. And so that's it. And I say that's it, but. Good Lord, we talked about all these faster than we've been, but this book is so fast.
Yeah.
So is. Like one of the fastest.
To book 4.
Yes.
Book 4 is there's lots of drawn out. There's lots of
split
stuff
up
that happens and
yep.
Got a million different storylines going on.
So what did you think about this book?
I enjoyed the fast pace. I have to say that because there was always something happening. Yep. Action was going with I guess the exception of the beginning when they're all kind of corralling in the city,
right, and trying to figure all that out. And yes,
but there was a lot that happened in quick succession. I love the action sequences of Nynaeve fighting and Rand fighting and using balefire and I love him still. I think I even said this in the last video too, but I love him learning from Asmodean, and I was kind of sad that
that's a neat dynamic. Yeah,
that Asmodean died. I was kind of sad because I don't know that Asmodean ever would have been good, but I kind of felt like
it would have been interesting. There might have been
a redeeming quality at some point. It would have been cool, but anyway. Yeah. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What about you?
This is probably one of my favorites, which I said about the last one too. These two I liked a lot. They were really enjoyable. I liked this one and The Shadow Rising before this, that I like both of those better than The Dragon Reborn myself. So yeah, it was a lot that I liked. There was a lot of exciting things that happened, a lot more that was interesting. I liked the stuff with Morghese. That was very fun. Her, especially when she goes, that was very interesting. The dynamic of her kind of starting to awaken and struggling against Ravine. That was really cool. Her going back and talking to Lenny was super fun, because that was a very fun
cool
relationship.
Character.
Yeah,
I really like it.
She's a cool little side character.
And then I think doesn't Elaine pretty much think she's dead? And
yes,
she thinks Elaine's dead, right?
Yes.
So there's like this weird dynamic between people wanting Elaine on the throne, or anyway.
Well, and Morghese, and there's the young guy. I can't remember what his name is, but there's the young guy that goes with him that they kind of start falling in love with each other a little bit. Well, he's like in love with her already, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he's considerably younger than she is, and they have this scene. I think it's in this book where she kind of basically tells him through some ceremony that's I'm letting go of the throne, I'm done, it's going to be Elaine's. But apparently she doesn't care that's one thing that I liked all the stuff with Morghese, but one con with Morghese continually has been, if she would just like say, hey, I'm alive, here I am, there would be so much stuff. I mean, it seems
would have been cleared up.
And I know that's part of the point of the books is the distortion of information over time and distance. I know that. Robert Jordan talks about that, and so that's fine. It just with hers, some of it seems almost excessive and almost plot convenience. It does. I mean, it works because there is a lot of time, a lot of space. I mean, not time. And so it makes sense. It's not totally ridiculous. I don't know. There are plenty of other people who have been able to cross distances and talk to each other. And it's, everybody thinking she's dead feels a little bit more plot convenience to me. But it's not that big a deal. Like I would have a hard time coming up with very many solid negatives about this particular book. I liked this one a lot.
Yeah, I really can't. I can't think of anything other than the little bit of slowness in the beginning. I don't enjoy just personally the political side of things, and that's a lot about what the Aes Sedai are about. And so I just didn't enjoy it as much. It's still really cool. I love Swan. And she's even being stilled, or whatever.
She's pretty, even more interesting, actually.
She is.
With all that, so
it's a good book. Yeah. It's definitely a good book.
Yeah, cool stuff.
So,
thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up.
That's right.
If you didn't, give us a thumbs down. It's fine.
And comment below why you didn't. Give us a comment on this book. What's your favorite part? What are you liking about, if you're hopefully reading along with us, or maybe on your own pace, of course, but reading these books, what's your favorite part? What's your favorite book? Let us know. Let's talk about it.
Love to hear from you. Make sure you subscribe, hit the red button, and ring the bell. And we will see you next time.
Later.